So after his big win at UFC 306 over Sean O'Malley and now becoming the new UFC bantamweight champion, what is next for Merab? So as we all know, UFC 306, Noche Sphere event, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Merab absolutely dominated Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley really got nothing off in that matchup. I'm going to try and stay calm. I fucking hate Merab. He's fucking... Anyway, yeah, so Merab dominated him. O'Malley really got nothing off outside of the 5th round with body kicks. Even though when O'Malley did hurt Merab with the body kicks, he was still hesitant to let the shots go. Anyway, I want that fight to be erased from my memory. But that now takes Merab to being on an 11-fight win streak now in the UFC. Now, as we all know, the direction the UFC are trying to go is they're trying to give us a fight that everybody wants. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Merab. Let's fucking go. So hyped for that fucking fight. Yeah, I don't want to see that fight. I do not give a fuck about that fight. I don't want to see another Nurmagomedov become champion. I do not want to see that fight. But the UFC are trying to ram Umar Nurmagomedov down our throats. Pause. With the positions they put him in. I mean, the guy was ranked number 10 in the bantamweight division despite not beating anybody in the bantamweight top 15 rankings. He then gets booked to fight Corey Sandhagen, pulls out with an injury, and then gets that fight rebooked. He then beats Corey Sandhagen, which was impressive. Let's not take that away from Umar Nurmagomedov. I mean, he very easily, not easily, there was a bit of, it was competitive, but he comfortably beat Corey Sandhagen in there, outstriking him, outgrappling him. He won that fight. There's no debate about that. But after he got that win over Corey Sandhagen, his first ranked opponent win in the UFC bantamweight division, he then took his number 2 ranking spot. Now, my issue with that is because that in reality that does make sense. It would help if I wasn't fucking stuttering. That would make sense. Umar beat Corey, so he should then take his ranking. But what about Max Holloway? Max Holloway beat Justin Gaethje, who was ranked number 2 at the time. And where did the UFC rank him in the lightweight division? Tell me. Oh yeah, they ranked him in at number 9. So this is what I mean. These guys are prioritized by the UFC. Umar Nurmagomedov is put in this position. Why? Because of his fucking second name. That's why. Now, he is currently 6-0 in the UFC, 8-0, 18-0, sorry, throughout his whole MMA career. His best win is Corey Sandhagen. Outside of that, Brian Keller is his other, maybe most notable win. Like, anyway, let's move on. Merab has said, though, since winning the belt, that he believes Deiveson Figueiredo is worthy of the title fight over Umar Nurmagomedov next. Let's fucking go. Finally, Merab is saying what everybody else is thinking. Deiveson Figueiredo is definitely the guy. Deiveson Figueiredo is the guy that should be fighting for the belt next. The guy's currently on a 3-fight win streak. He's got 3 massive wins currently in the bantamweight division. He beat Rob Font. That fight against Rob Font was arguably Deiveson Figueiredo's greatest UFC performance in my opinion. He really looked technically sound in there against Rob Font, who is a tricky guy and has been in the top 10-ish rankings in the bantamweight division for quite some time. Someone that Umar Nurmagomedov was able to skip up, but Rob Font, slick boxer, Deiveson Figueiredo was able to work on his striking. He did look good in there, and the takedowns as well. That was a big factor in that matchup. Then after that, he beat a former UFC bantamweight champion in Cody Garbrandt at UFC 300. Not only did he beat him, he submitted Cody Garbrandt in the second round. So he's beaten the former champion of the division as well. And then most recently on the UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi card, where Umar Nurmagomedov did get that big win over Corey Sandhagen, he completely dominated Marlon Chito Vera, who, guess what, before that fight against Deiveson Figueiredo, what fight was he in? Oh yeah, he was fighting for the title against Sean O'Malley. Now, was that title shot deserved? I don't give a fuck. He was still fighting for the belt. I think Deiveson Figueiredo has to be the guy to fight for the belt next. Now, obviously, the fight that is more than likely going to happen for Deiveson Figueiredo next is the Petr Yan fight. And that is a great fight, one that I really do want to see. And it is a fight that the fans are looking forward to. Now, unfortunately, for Deiveson Figueiredo in that matchup against Petr Yan, he is going to lose. Yan is definitely going to get the win over Deiveson Figueiredo in my opinion. I don't think Figgy will be able to take him down, get his grappling going, and Petr Yan's boxing is just on a different level. He will piece up Deiveson Figueiredo. But Deiveson Figueiredo right now should be fighting for the belt. He's so more deserving than Umar Nurmagomedov. Like, really, is the win over Corey Sandhagen better than being a former champion, beating a former champion, and on a 3-fight win streak, fighting all guys that, well, outside of Cody Garbrandt, he's fought 2 guys that are inside the top 10 rankings. He beat a former champion, and he beat a guy who just came off a title fight, fighting for the belt. Like, Deiveson Figueiredo does deserve the title shot more than Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, am I a bit more biased when I'm talking about this because I don't want Umar Nurmagomedov to fight for the belt? I hate that style of fighting. Bingo, that would probably be why. But really, if you just look at the facts, Figueiredo is far more deserving of the title shot than Umar Nurmagomedov. Like, it's just a fact. But like I said, the UFC are trying to ram Umar Nurmagomedov down our throats. And he will be the guy to fight Merab next. Now, Merab versus Umar will be an interesting matchup. I know I do shit on it, but I definitely will watch it. I mean, how will Umar keep up with Merab's just constant go, go, go fight style? How will his grappling look, against someone like Umar Nurmagomedov with that Dagestani type grappling that nobody has been able to figure out how to work their way around? It will be an interesting stylistic matchup, but it definitely won't win Fight of the Year, and it will be boring. And my early prediction for Merab versus Umar Nurmagomedov, Umar Nurmagomedov's a better striker than Merab, and he's more than likely a better grappler than Merab, which means one thing: Umar Nurmagomedov will then become champion. Now, the bantamweight division is already ruined, the fact that Merab's champion, but when Umar becomes champion, the UFC may as well just cut the division, because the guys out of Dagestan don't take short notice fights. They aren't active. They don't make quick turnarounds. That division will be completely fucking dead. But yeah, Deiveson Figueiredo should be next to fight for the belt, in my opinion. But it will be Umar Nurmagomedov. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll see you again in the next one.